Hey everybody, welcome to the Heart of Relationships show. Hopefully everybody's doing okay today. Today, gonna change it up a little bit, right? Give you tips, of course, on love, on relationships, on dating, on intimacy aspect. But I want to know, what is your favorite movie, TV show, and we're gonna tie that in together and be able to look at, as I adjust everything. Sorry, people. There we go. As we adjust everything. And that's where I want people to understand, think about your relationship or your marriage in terms of your favorite movie. It could be an adventure movie, a love movie. Maybe it's your favorite adult film, right? You want to act that out, role play. That's where I want people to understand and look at. How can you use your favorite movie, TV show, that type series, whatever you're watching, and highlight, enrich your relationship by using it, okay? And we're going to talk about this and get your tips and Q&A going in your questions, okay? So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after the intro with the Art of Relationships show. Peace. Hey, welcome back to the Art of Relationships show. Now, going to talk about, as I mentioned at the beginning, tongue was all twisted and everything, all messed up, get my head out of my booty type of situation now. And looking at, how can you use movies, TV shows, maybe musicals, plays, whatever your thing is, how can you use them to sort of improve, enhance your relationship or marriage, or let's face it, even your intimacy, your sex life, okay? So sit back. Well, don't sit back fully, okay? Because I want your questions and I want your insights, your takes out there, and I'll do the best I can to answer your questions to the best of my ability. And it does not have to deal with movies, with, the topic of today's show, okay? I'm your host, as always, Greg Dudzinski. I'm a fully licensed professional counselor, relationship and sex specialist, have been for 22 and a half years now. And I have a lot of grief, a lot of trauma experience working with kids, with women, men, combat vets, first responders as well. But my main thing is, maybe always has been, working with couples and trying to help people understand one another better and try to connect them more emotionally, mentally, physically, yeah, baby, sexually as well, in what works for them. And every couple, every individual is different. Thus, you know what? How do you use movies? How do you use TV shows to highlight your relationship and to, hey, I want to work on this. I would love to get our relationship more like this. And that's why I tell people, what do you do to use those as a relationship enhancer, if you will, okay? A lot of people we know, okay? Movies, plays, TV shows, they're scripted, right? Even, age-old couples therapy was scripted, okay? For the most part, it was scripted. Hey, Stephanie, hey, what's going on? I appreciate you tuning in. Skywalker, what's happening? This is where I want people to understand and use and have a little fun with it, okay? About, you look at maybe your favorite romantic movie, right? Everybody old school, Notebook type of situation, Casablanca, whatever, right? Whatever your romantic relationship is, and that's where I want people to pull from. Man, I'd like us to be more like that. That doesn't mean scripted. That doesn't mean you change your identity unless you're a jerk, woman or man, right? So that's where I want people to understand, you don't have to be somewhat the character, be yourself, but also look at how do you want your relationship to improve or enhance. That's where I want people to look at movies, TV shows, whatever your thing is. Maybe people, TV shows, movies, they're not your thing. I get that. But I want you to maybe play along and even looking at talking to friends and stuff. Hey, I'd like our relationship, I'd like our marriage to have more romance, more passion towards each other, just like The Notebook did. Maybe just like whatever TV show you're watching or, series you're watching at home, right? So that's where I want people to understand and to use them to enhance your relationship. Man, you know what? I love how he grabs her hand. I love how she leans into him and hugs him and, shows that she desires. Maybe she jumps on him and he grabs her and she wraps her legs around him. When was the last time you had that happen in your relationship? When was the last time you felt that passion for one another, right? And I'm not about being fake. My clients know that. The couples I work with forever and ever, they know that. I'm not about fake. I don't want anyone to do something they don't want to do if they don't feel it. Now, we can look at, are you embarrassed? Are you afraid? You can use the movies or, TV shows, that type of thing, series, sort of even the role play, if you will, and enact what would it take to kick up the romance in your relationship? What would it take to kick up, the passion between you both? Or also, how do you work together, right? We can look at Meet the Fockers, Meet the Parents, right? Or Parenthood with Steve Martin. How you handle situations, right? Or guess who's coming to dinner type of situation, right? And how you handle and work as a team, you can learn from movies and TV shows, okay? Man, I love that you have my back, just like he or she did in this movie, in this show. That's where I want people to look at and what's it take to get there, right? It sounds so easy. You can put it in place, but I want you to talk with each other and be open and be honest with each other. And again, this is not a right, wrong, that type of situation. Hey, Les, what's happening? Thomas, what's happening? Lisa, appreciate you. Remember, throw your questions, throw your comments down below, people, and I'll do the best I can to answer them and respond to the best of my ability, okay? So that's where I want people to understand, I would love us to be more like partners like this, right? And I can't think of a movie where they're both spies together, right? The husband and wife type of situation. Man, I'd love us to be like a team like that, right? And those type of situations, what would be needed to improve and not to get defensive with one another, right? I'd love us to be more like this. What do you mean? I'm not good enough? You get me where this goes, right? And I want people to be able to learn, oh, that'd be cool. What can I do to, I'm uncomfortable. I don't have her body. I don't have his physique. I don't look like him. It doesn't matter, okay? It's about how you can show your love in a more improved manner to one another, that you still love each other. You still crave each other once in a while, right? Desire each other, that you still are great partners. You have each other's backs, right? That you can be there for each other. And you can use movies and the TV series, shows, that type of situation, to use them as models, if you will. Like I said earlier, we know they're scripted. We know that you have the right words. But what can you do to enhance your own relationship and use the movies and TV shows as models, right? Maybe your favorite show, maybe you love comedy. I love comedy too, right? That you two, you know what? We have not laughed together like that. We have not had fun like they do. We're not, we're so afraid to be embarrassed, to trip and fall or be silly with one another because, we're adults now, right? So a lot of people can use comedies. Oh my God, we haven't laughed so hard. We haven't joked with like that couple on TV or in the movie theater. We haven't joked like them in a long time, okay? So that's where I'm looking at. You can use these to enhance your relationship or marriage. And a lot of people look at, certain shows or maybe even books. We can go with that, right? Maybe certain romance novels, maybe science fiction, maybe thrillers, right? Oh, yeah, I can't wait to kill my partner. I can't wait to. We don't want that, okay? I'm looking for ideas to, to get rid of the body type of situation. I don't want that, okay? Make sure you are able to share this live episode on, your page or whatever platform you're watching on. I want to try to help as many people out there as possible, okay? So, Train Spotter, hey, appreciate you tuning in. Tabby, hello. So that's where I want people to understand and look at, you know what, man, I'd like us to be more like this couple. I'd like this to be able to improve and to be able to, you know what, I'm going to kick up my marriage, my relationship, right? And a lot of people will look at adult movies, videos, right? Oh my God, they're disgusting. They're this, they're that. And I'm telling people, you know what, you can also use them as a way to be able to look at, you know what, I'd love us to be more like this. I'd love us to be more wild, more passionate. I'd love to be able to feel you crave me like that adult actress or actor does, right? That's how I want people to be able to use it, and not get defensive, like I said, right? Oh my God, I'll never be like that. I'll never look like that. I can't believe I'm not good enough for you. It's not about being good enough, right? It's about ways to improve and enhance your relationship, right? I tell couples all the time, right, for years, that relationship, marriages, they ebb and flow, right? You're going to have sort of boring, you're going to have great times, but I don't want the huge peaks and valleys. The peaks are great, right? Happy, great, terrific, on top of the world. But it's the crashes that get you, right? So I don't want the crashes. I want the ebb and flow where you can, if you start feeling bored or you start going down, at that down level, you're like, oh, here we go again. I want you to be able to work together and look at, man, what can we do? What can I do to pull us back up in a good spot, a more connected spot? And we know life happens, right? Just like in movies and dramas and sad movies, right? People, loved ones die, like real life. How would you like your partner to be there for you? Knock on wood, right? If a loved one is sick or they're in hospice, they're dying, right? How would you like your partner to be there for you? Because they might not know. They might assume I'm going to be there this way when you need him or her to be there in a different way, okay? So that's why I want people to understand and be able to look at, you can use movies as tools. You can have fun, and a lot of people use them to escape, right? Escape reality, be entertained. If it's thrillers, right? Maybe you want to role play being, Michael Myers, right? Or Freddy Krueger or whatever. And the younger generation's going to say, who the heck are them, right? So that's where I want people. Hey, Leisha, hey, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Bambi, hello. That's where I tell people, you can use even books, right? A lot of women love to read. Not all, like some men love to read. I love to read. And, read and they sort of get lost in the story. And, lost in a great movie, lost in a comedy, whatever, right? It's an escape from reality, but you can also make your reality a little bit like the movie, like the books, like the novel, right? And you have to look at, this is all part of how can I be a better partner that I talk about on every episode, right? What can I stop doing to be a better partner? Hey, I would love it if you try to romance me like this. You know what? Oh, he brings her flowers. When was the last time you got me flowers, right? Oh my God, she was so excited to see him when he got home. I can't remember last time you were excited to see me. All these things trigger our insecurities. They trigger our heart and soul. That's what entertainment does with movies, TV shows, right? It draws us in, but we can also use them to improve our relationship. You get me? So when you start looking at movies or TV shows, I want you to enjoy them, have fun, absolutely. But I also want you to look at, man, I would love us to be more like this. I would love us to have more fun, joke around like this. You know what? I can't, remember, I don't think you'd have my back if, right? Just like him, just like her, has his back, has her back, right? Ride or die type of situation. But what would it take that your partner has that back like the character in a movie, right? Or a character in a book? What would it take that you have each other's backs? When talking about loyalty, right? And I talk about unconditional love, that you see, oh my God, they have unconditional love for each other. And I tell people I'm a realist, right? And even with movies, TV shows, and the books, Romeo and Juliet, the story, they end up dying, committing suicide type of situation. I want people to be smart. I want people to be happy, of course, right? But when you talk about unconditional love, and you're even watching a movie, right? And they go to prison for their loved one. I wouldn't do that. I'm not saying you have to go to prison or anything, but there are also talking points. Why would you want your loved one to do prison time for you for something you did? Is that real love? To me, no. So when it comes down to unconditional love in a relationship, in a marriage, I think we all have our limits, our deal breakers, or maybe we should, okay? Hi, Julie. Hello. Appreciate everybody tuning in. So throw your comments down below. Throw them down below. I want to hear your questions. What's your favorite movie? How would you like your relationship or your marriage to be? Hey, B. Coop. Hey, what's happening? What's going on? Miss Desi. Hey, what's happening on Instagram? I appreciate you tuning in, okay? That's where I want people to be able to understand, what movie would you like your relationship to be more like, okay? Is it more like, police academies where you joke around being playful? Is it more like the romance, the passion, in Top Gun? Is it more, like I said, The Notebook earlier? What's your favorite comedy, right? I know Naked Gun is supposed to be coming out again, but the old, Naked Gun comedies, I'd like us to be more like a TV show, like George and Wheezy, right, on the Jeffersons. I'm dating myself, right? I was a kid. Man, I don't want to be like that at all. He was a jerk. Didn't even own what he did. No accountability, right? And some characters, let's face it, man, woman, doesn't matter, right? They can relate to your partner. Man, you act just like him. You act just like her. And it's not a good thing, right? And, hey, you can relate to one another in the movies, right? And I'm sure you do it, right? You do it privately in your own home. I can relate, and you don't say anything, but you don't talk about them. So you can use these movies, entertainment, theater, right? Musicals, books, novels, TV shows, series, right? Hey, Erica, woohoo! Appreciate you tuning in. East Star, what's happening? So that's where I want people to understand. Use these as tools to enhance your relationship or marriage, right? And hey, you know what? Man, he just craves her. She just craves him. I can't remember when the last time my lady craved me or my man craved me, right? In the way, or my man craves me, but I don't crave them back, right? I get that. That's real life. That's what I do on a daily basis, okay? So that's where I want people to even, hey, what could we do to improve this? I would like us to be more like that, and what's it take? That doesn't mean we're going to feel that for our partner, right? The romance was died. Trust issues went down the toilet because either you or your partner cheated, okay? And what's it take to build that back? We've all watched movies, right, where the partner cheated. Oh, if you cheated on me, I would make sure they didn't find the body. You get me? So that's where I want people to understand, what would it take so we don't get to that point, right? And there's people out there, right? Oh, my God, I don't care what she did, what he did. He should have never. I don't condone or excuse cheating. People know that, okay? That's where I want to look at, man, why would she want to cheat on him? Why would, right, he want to cheat on her? Not excuse, not condone, and there's going to be people out there, oh, you're blaming the victim. I'm not blaming the victim. I'm looking at helping both heal the situation and taking accountability, right? Doesn't excuse or condone behavior. So when you are triggered, especially in these situations, it's hard, right? You're going through a rough spot in a relationship, maybe, in your marriage relationship. And mostly what I work with is infidelity in these movies, these songs, TV shows, right? And books. They trigger the person that got cheated on. But now you can look at, how do you want to be there for their partner, right? Oh my God, they're there. They're showing remorse. They're showing, genuine remorse, care. They're so sorry what they did. Man, I would love you to be like that. That's what I'm looking for. So you can use these as examples to be able to pull from, to use as resources, okay? Everybody assumes it's a right, it's a wrong, that type of situation, but a lot of people don't use these as tools to improve your relationship, to improve, your marriage or relationship, okay? So, throw me some questions, people. Throw me some questions so you don't hear me babble so much, okay? Now, what? Yeah, sorry. So, going back into what is the TV series that you're drawn into now, right? And I'm, I should get a promo advertising fee if I mention any movies, TV shows, any series on certain streaming platforms, right? So, whatever platform, you watch, whatever your favorite is, be it, whatever, Hulu's, Netflix, whatever, right? Max, you name it. I want people to be able to pull from that, use them as tools, okay? And you think about this, a lot of people might love adventure movies, right? Suspense movies, right? Would you want more adventure, suspense in your relationship? Oh, hell no, I don't want drama, right? Some people like drama. They need to feel alive. They need to feel like if we don't argue once in a while, we're not human. Something's wrong because the way they were raised, right? And then you see a movie, whatever, and you're, oh my God, I would do this. I would want to do that. I would do this to him. I would do that to her. You get me? I don't want any bad thing. I don't promote violence. Not at all. Maybe you want more adventure. Oh my God, I would love to go on a hot air balloon ride. I would love to jump out of a plane with each other. I'm going to have a parachute. You don't, right? No, don't do that. So you're looking at those situations, whatever, high adrenaline. Maybe there's people out there that are, they're adrenaline junkies, I call them. They love adrenaline. They're out there climbing mountains. They're, going 200 miles an hour in a race car. They're looking for the next high that pump up and keep that adrenaline running. Is it healthy to do that all the time? No, it's not. But anyways, so you're looking at what do you do if you are more an adrenaline junkie and your partner is more passive, more, couch potato, right? Now, does that create conflict? And can you really learn also about yourself in using books, movies, theater, musicals, right? Can you learn more? Man, I'd like more like this. And it's like, yeah, I would love this, but that's not really who I am. That's different, right? Like I said, we use entertainment to escape, right? To maybe escape our reality, but we can also use it to tweak our reality a little bit to improve our relationship, to improve our situations at home, okay? It's me. Hey, Instagram. Hey, it's me. Lover, nag. Uh-oh. Kumar, what's happening? Everybody doing okay? So those situations, I'd love to throw your comments down below, people, and looking at, ways to improve your relationship through entertainment, okay? So what other movies would you like or you think your partner is like, right? The old school, what Fatal Attraction, right? That, right? And how many people look at that? See, if you cheated on me, that could happen to you, man or woman, right? And you use these as little tools, right? Maybe little ways to manipulate each other. See, if you ever cheat on me, that could happen. Or I'm going to be like her. I'm going to be like him, right? So you can use those thriller movies, right? Where a person is, psychotic. They lose it. They go crazy. And, they're out to hurt somebody, right? Hurt people, but they want to totally destroy them. They want to hurt them physically, that type of situation. And I'm not getting into they deserve it or whatever, but you look at, man, I would never want to be in this situation where I act like that. And that's part of the, conditional, unconditional love I was talking about, that you don't want to, are you going to go to prison for somebody, right? Is somebody going to be that important to me where I'm going to ruin my life? You get me? Hey, Erica, thanks for sharing the live. I appreciate you very much. And I know today's episode, I'm tripping over my tongue more than usual. I do it all the time, but I'm doing it more than usual, right? So that's where, you're able to improve at. First, you look at, what areas, and a lot of these things with the entertainment world, right? We watch something, we read something, they trigger something in us. Man, I feel just like that actress does. I feel like that actor does. Not feeling love, not feeling desire. And it triggers something. And also in these movies, right, they start triggering maybe further distance between one another instead of looking at what can we do, right? And in our brain, right, they're called mirror neurons for the psychology buffs out there and neurologists out there. Mirror neurons are triggers in the brain, right? Neurons, that make us feel what that actress or actor are feeling. That's when really good actors, actresses, they make us feel the rage that they feel. They make us feel the laughter, comedy that they feel, the heartbreak they feel. We can feel it ourselves. Those are the mirror neurons, right? And now it's part of, maybe also compassion, empathy, right? What do we do with our partner? And can we use those mirror neurons in a way to relate with our partner? Man, I looked at you and I could tell you related to that actor, that actress. Man, I don't want you ever to feel like that. What can I do? So use these as tools to enhance your relationship, right? Also, not only the bad stuff, but to liven up the relationship, to have more fun with it through the comedy, through the adventure movies. I'd love us to be more like this, right? You see the movies or TV shows where they're role-playing, meeting each other, at the bar like they're strangers, right? What are ways, or maybe what have you done to use entertainment to enhance your relationship? Or maybe some people have used a movie or a book, entertainment, right, to get yourself out of a unhappy situation, right? Man, I can relate to her, and man, I've tried this, I've tried that, and nothing ever changes. So maybe, right, entertainment can also use us as a reflection piece to look in the mirror, to look at, man, what am I doing? Again, nothing is perfect, and a lot of people will look at, well, if I do this, everything's going to be perfect and terrific. Like people are chasing the next high. People are chasing the next best thing. How long is that going to last, right? So that's where the dangers of entertainment can come into place. Man, I could have someone just like him. I could have someone just like her, right? But again, they're entertainment. They're there to make us feel a certain thing. Granted, great, terrific, right? However, you use them to enhance your relationship in one way or another, but that doesn't mean we play along with the fantasy that could mess up our life, our marriage, our relationship, okay? And a lot of people will justify, oh, I saw this in this movie and it was okay. I saw this in a situation to where, you know what, man, I would love to cheat like they're doing. I'd love to be a womanizer. I'd love to be, what do they call a man? I don't even know, a manonizer. I don't even know what would you use, right? And there's women out there too. Oh, I love this. Hey, King, I love this, man. I love people joking around, right? What shampoo do I use, right? No, I just use body wash, right? I haven't used shampoo in frickin' forever, probably since I was 19, maybe. I've been this way a long time, and I'm not young anymore, right? So I haven't used shampoo in forever. So let me know, again, what are situations that you are able to use, implement, to make your life better, to make your relationship, your marriage, your sex life better, okay? And you know what? Maybe I'd love to play this. I'd love to do that. Or maybe you can also use them to relate to one another. Remember, we laughed so hard at this. You use them as remembrance pieces as well as bonding moments that you could do, okay? We were watching a show on Netflix and the people were in Australia. I dream of going now. Oh, you know what? Australia is awesome, right? I've never been there either, so it's not in my budget, not even close to my budget. But Australia is on my bucket list too. And there are a lot of series. A lot of people look like, oh, it's, you know, it's dubbed and everything else. There's a lot of Spanish on, we'll say on Netflix, okay? A lot of Spanish series. They're dubbed and they're dubbed awesome. And they're freaking hot, passionate. A lot of drama. They got a lot of cool, and I know Australia does too. So you can look at that and, you know, daydream. That's true. Movies, man, I'd love us to go to some place like that. I'd love us to go to a beach like that. I'd love us to go to tropics, or some people love snow skiing and love the snow. I'm not one of them. So are you able to, man, I'd love to go skiing there. I'd love to go sledding there. I'd love to go, you know, cross-country skiing there. Whatever your thing is. And you can use them as, man, where was that movie? Where is that TV show shot at? I'd like to visit there, right? So just like Erica just mentioned now, you can use those as pieces to, you know, maybe also fantasize, also, you know, incorporate ways to visit places, to pick up your relationship, to whatever, right? Maybe you want to be more laid back, not stuffy. Man, but we're so worried about people, you know, looking over our shoulder. We're afraid to be embarrassed. Maybe, hey, like that part, they're not afraid to be embarrassed. And we look at, hey, you know what? I would love to be more like that. Awesome. Great. Now we can look at what's it take to get there, right? What can we do to feel not as embarrassed? And we're not talking about people being rude, disrespectful to others. No, not at all, right? That we can use them to improve our lives through the characters that we love, right? TV shows, the movies, those type of situations. Like I don't know if it's a guy or fake dude that asked me what shampoo I use. I own it. I'm not afraid to be embarrassed. I'm short, bald dude, but I own it, right? I don't care anymore. So it's ways that we can look at through entertainment to enhance how we want to be, how we want to improve as a person, and also definitely what is needed to kick up our relationship. And a lot of people will discredit the media. Oh, it's scripted anyways. That's not real. We know it's not. But there are ways, hey, what can we do to make it a little more like that movie, like that scene in that movie, or that adult film? Man, I'd love us to try this. I would love you to spank me, or I'd love you to do this to me. But a lot of people will look at that entertainment as, oh, it's immoral, it's gross. Use it for entertainment, right? You can use it to enhance your relationship. And there's a lot of groups out there that, oh, that's disgusting, that's gross, that's immoral, whatever. I tell people, get off your high horse. And it's how, you know, if it's causing damage in your relationship, then, you know, that's different, right? If they'd rather watch that than be intimate with their partner, that type of situation, right? And I could get on a soapbox about this with the research, the false research regarding that. However, you know, so you can use entertainment to enhance your life. And a lot of people will discredit, really? You'd like us to be more like that? Awesome. Instead of saying, that's not real, that's scripted. Again, we know that. Man, what can we do to be more like them? What can we do to have more fun in our relationship? What can we do? I love joking around, whatever. But I can't joke around because she has no sense of humor or he has no sense of humor. So we can't joke around. So it's ways to look at and identify our true identity through movies, through books, through any entertainment source, and also how we want to be, how we improve. We can also look at situations. Man, I was at a funeral and you know what? I should have acted just like that person did in that movie, in that book. Those type of situations, okay? So that's where I look at people that you can use entertainment to enhance your relationship, your marriage, maybe your dating life if you're single, right? Absolutely. But I'm not wanting you to use it to manipulate, to mislead anybody, to lie, and to pretend that you are something you're not, right? Oh, I've been divorced for 5 years now, and here you're still married, and now you're messing around with somebody else that thinks you're divorced or you're single and you're not. I'm not about lying, deceit, cheating, manipulating at all. So don't use media in those fashions, in those forms, okay? Because I don't want people to get in that situation to use them to manipulate others, right? To be deceitful. Not at all. But use them to enhance your life. Use those as tools. Hey, I'd like us to be more like this. Hey, I read this more like this. Even not only movies, but what about even memes? Of social media memes, right? And I have a lot of them, right? I have posts, on Facebook, on TikTok, at LoveGuruGreg. Check it out. And, I have memes, every other day I think they're posted. And they're there to help people. Hey, what can we do to be more like this? Or here's a couple tips that we can use to enhance our relationship. We can do the same with movies, TV shows, books, theater. Like I said earlier, I know I'm repeating myself, okay? But the importance is, what are you doing now to enhance your relationship, your marriage, to make it more fun, more connecting, more passionate, more romantic? You get me? So play along. Next time you watch a movie, TV show, series, whatever, use these to enhance your relationship and also your own life, okay? My website, theartofrelationships.org. Check it out. You can check out, I actually just uploaded some stuff. Where are they? There we go. You can check out, I do have gear. There we go. Stop hate gear. Love intentionally gear. And they also have writing on the back, if you can check that out, okay? One for, stop hate, for love intentionally as well. So check them out, theartofrelationships.org. And I also have, I still have self-help courses. I will always have them. Healing after an affair, mostly, like I said, what I specialize in, what I work with now. Reigniting your relationship, which I'm talking about now, and a premarital course as well. They're cheap to reasonable, not expensive at all. Check them out, theartofrelationships.org. And I'm so thankful for you watching the show, for chiming in, for your comments, for your insights as well. Please share the Art of Relationships show with people. I want to get more people involved, make it more lively. So I appreciate you taking your time and your effort, because your time is valuable, okay? And I never take that for granted. So thank you. Peace and love to everybody out there. Everybody have an awesome, awesome